Professor McEwen here, and what we're going to be looking at in this discussion is contrasting the kingdoms and the growth of the kingdoms in England and France from 1000 to 1300. So let's first look at England. Now, you want to stay in chronological order, and of course the first monarch you're going to write about is William the Conqueror, who came over in 1066. Then you would move into Henry II, and what Henry II included, such as the jury system, for example, the unified body of law. You may mention how he wanted to try to control the churches and coming with strains with Thomas à Becket. And then, of course, there's the famous King John of the Robin Hood fame. But what is very important that you must include would be Magna Carta. What was in Magna Carta? What was the purpose of Magna Carta? And then finally, with England, you would end with King Edward I in the creation of Parliament, because what we're going to start seeing is beginning here with Edward I and the creation of Parliament, a legislative body. Over the next 1,000 years, what we're going to see is the king will become just a figurehead, while Parliament would attain most of the power. But it's going to take a long time for that to happen. So after writing about England, let's now move to France. You may include Hugh Capet, and that might be important because it begins the Capetian dynasty, which we'll see that they would have biology and time on their side. And of course, Capet will come to the throne in 967, so it's right before 1000, but I think it would be nice to include Hugh Capet. But you must include Philip II. And his war against the English and trying to take control of Normandy. What he was able to accomplish was enlarging French monarchical power and created a French bureaucracy. And then you have Louis IX, or also known as Saint Louis, who created the Supreme Court called the Parliament of Paris, not to be confused with the Parliament that is in England, because this has to deal with the French royal courts. And finally, we move to Philip IV, or Philip the Fair. And what is created is the estates. This is going to be similar to the Parliament in England, in which the first estate was members of the church, second estate or the great lords and nobility, and the third estate is the middle class and representatives. But unlike Parliament, the Estates General only met when was called by the king. So hopefully this will give you enough information to go on so you can make a good discussion on the contrasting of England and France. But remember, you must make sure you cover the entire time period, 1000 to 1300. And as before, you can always send me your discussion before 4 p.m. Thursday. I'll take a look at it and get it back to you so you can get a higher grade.